Hey, Ann, sorry I ran out of time on that last one. I hope this is your third and final podcast on polynomials for right now. When I multiply, which is my next action here, I'm going to take these terms that we talked about and I'm going to do them in two pieces. So in this case, I'm going to take care of the signs and the coefficients first, all right? And it's real important that you not try to bite off more than you can chew because you just feel a little overwhelmed. So in this case, this is just old school, negative 18 times positive 4. So negative times a positive is negative. 18 times 4 is 72, I hope. Okay, and that's done. So those numbers, those coefficients are out of the way. And the second thing I'm going to do is take care of the variables and exponents. So my rule for multiplying variables is I just add the exponents. So if I'm doing x to the third times x to the fifth, that's the same as x to the 3 plus 5. So this whole thing, all simplified out, is just negative 72 x to the 8th. All right, now there's a bunch of exponent rules that we'll get into, but I want to just start you with these couple basic ones. I already told you anything to the 0 power is 1. And the next one that's real important is when I multiply bases, I add exponents. All right, when I divide, so I'm going to take the same two terms here, negative 18x to the third over 4x to the fifth. Same deal. I'm going to take care of the terms first. So I got a negative 18 over a positive 4. So when I go to simplify this out, this, if you think of it as a fraction, actually reduces to 9 over 2. If you were unhappy with that, if you don't like those pesky fractions, you could just divide it on your calculator. Negative 18 divided by positive 4 on your calculator would give you a negative 4.5, 4.5. This, they mean the same thing, but you do what works for you, okay? And if you got a question, again, shoot me an email. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing. My rule for dividing variables is if I'm dividing, I always subtract the bottom, in this case the 5, from the 3. So this is going to be, I'm going to do it out here actually, x to the 3 minus 5, which is a negative 2. So one way to think of this is just negative 4.5 times x to the negative 2. All right, now I want to show you one thing real quick. X cubed really means 3 x's times each other. X to the fifth on the bottom means x to the fifth, 5 x's, all right? And I know x divided by x is 1, and anything times 1 is itself. So anytime I can cancel out, all right, all those cancel out, and that leaves me just 2 x's on the bottom. So the simplified answer you get here, this, what you're looking at, means the same thing as negative 4.5 x to the negative 2. So let's hit those rules. All right, anything to a negative power, like say x to the negative 2, it just means you go 1 over the same base to the same, to not negative, just to the same exponent with the positive. So in this case, when I had negative 4.5 x to the negative 2, that's the same as negative 4.5 times 1 over x squared. So if I multiplied this out, I would get the same thing, negative 4.5 over x squared. So that's my negative exponent rule. So you got the rule for anything to 0. You got the rule for negative exponent. You got back here, you got your rule for multiplying and dividing bases and exponents. And my big advice is to take care of the signs and coefficients first, and then do the bases and exponents second. So this is my, starter polynomial speech. If this wasn't helpful, if you need something different, or if you got specific problems, you just shoot them to me. Let me show you this. If you had to type this in an email, just put the 5x and you use a little caret. It's shift and the number 6 on my keyboard. So this means 5x cubed. So if you type this in an email, I'll know what you're talking about. So this is how you would type in an email in a single line this polynomial expression. All right, girl, good luck. Keep in touch.